What is going on? I'm Zedmont. Welcome back to another Boom Beach video. I am Code Zedmont in your creator boost in every single Supercell game. Little known factoid, for every single Supercell game you put Code Zedmont in the shop, you get in the diamond 1 day earlier than you would otherwise. As you can tell by this up in here, for those of you who don't know what that means, please hit me up in the comments. It basically means I've been playing too much Boom Beach, but that time is important because that's when you can get rated when you're in the game. Not that many of you play the main base anymore, but some of you do. If you haven't seen that before, let me know. Anyways, this has been all about Warships. It's been all about Rocket Choppas, and I gotta say, I finally figured out Rocket Choppa hits most of the time. I can win every time, at least 66% of the time. So basic guaranteed win, except for when it's not. So I'm going to show you some Rocket Choppa strategies, and first and foremost, these strategies had me bouncing around mid 20, and then I jumped in and got that shock blaster, jumped into 6 engine rooms, and that was what put me over the edge. So massive, massive, massive shout out to global number, where are you at? Oh, you were number 10. Did you fall down a little bit? Just making things awkward on me. Number 21, Knight Wada. His base is what got me over that hump. So big shout out right there. Love it. People who make bases, you will make the world go round, because I sure as heck don't make bases. Anyways, I'm going to show you how I've been attacking specifically against 5 engine room bases. I think that's a 5. So this is the important bit, and why I want to show you 5s is because 5s have kind of turned into this monoculture. So 99.9% of them are the same sort of base. You've got some form of defense over here, maybe an engine room over here, and then a giant clump of stuff here. And so what the goal is, which I alluded to earlier in my video yesterday, was to get some sort of a flare back there, to get Bullit to walk into there. You get all of your Rocket Choppas there, you get Bullit there, you get a Taunt, and Bob's your uncle. You clear absolutely everything. I wanted to show you a couple quick details before we get into the replays, because we can use this fancy ruler here so I can show you exactly the line. I don't know if you guys have tried this or not, but it makes for a very handy way to figure out exactly where your troops are going to walk. So if you draw that line right there, and we take that ruler away, you can see now that is where Bullit is going to walk if you flare in that back corner. Yes, he will weave around some of those defenses, but the important detail is that you can see that we need to clear, let's just change some colors here, shall we? You need to clear these shock mines. You always assume there's a shock mine behind that sniper tower, and then you need to clear this shock mine here. Generally speaking, this is going to be 2 critter containers. It's very, very, unless you have artillery would be absolutely magical, but I don't have it. The other thing is people end up hiding some mines underneath the sky shield, and there's nothing you can do about those but try to bounce some critters in there. So that is all you really need to know. That is the gist of it. But what we're going to show you now is where all of the flares go. What we're going to do is we're going to drop all of our Rocket Choppas here over on this right-hand side. If, come on, you silly, silly thing. If you decide to clear some buildings, don't really blame you. I have occasionally been clearing the flamethrower and the mortar. If they are cannons, you need to be a little bit more sneaky and like hide into this corner and go back. But anyways, getting a little bit off topic, just going to show you all of the lines. So first and foremost, 8 boats of Rocket Choppas here. And then if you see this line back here, your flare is right in line with that. That is where you want your Rocket Choppas to get to, and as your Rocket Choppas get close to that, you're going to drop Mr. Bullit on this side. Of course, you've already cleared the shock mines. Then you're going to flare back here. Rocket Choppas are going to go to there. Bullet's going to walk along here. You don't need to smoke Bullet. Maybe you do want to try it because it's going to save him some health. But then this is the important bit. You've got some stuff back there. If you've used 2 critter containers, you probably want to throw 1 more there with a shock about there. That's where you need to figure out your GBE usage for yourself. If you've thrown 3 critter containers at shore, it's going to be all shocks at the back. Don't even consider using critters. Anyways, I've babbled on long enough. Now you know the hit. You can see exactly what we're going to do. Quick note. If you really want to screw it up, just tap really fast and drop Bullet, and then you get to panic, and it's not a good thing. So there are the critters to clear the mines, and then we're going to pick off a couple extra bits of gunboat energy. We got 6 extra GBE, which definitely doesn't hurt. Bullet has been dropped. He walks a little bit to the right, but he straightens out. And this is the important bit. We get a critter container out and a shock, and then 1 more shock there. Bullet is cruising in. He's getting into a good spot. We've only lost 1 Rocket Choppa, and then bit by stinking little bit. This is where we taunt. Now, taunting, easy thing to know about taunting. I'll show you here in a second. But for right now, we're just taunting, and we're taunting, and we're taunting, and we're just walking through this, trying to taunt every 7 seconds. Keep that in mind. I'll explain that in a second, but you can see we're doing very well. We're getting good grades, and they're only getting better. Just crushing this base, using a combination of shocks and taunts. More taunts for that base. If they have some sort of a building over here that pulls some of your Rocket Choppas over, maybe you need to use a shock, but for that base, we just walked right through it, and then clearing. I think our opponent had already retreated, so it wasn't a big rush here, but getting all of the engine rooms. And to be able to get all of the engine rooms consistently is a big deal. So I'm going to show you taunt. We go back to the main base where it all began. You see that duration is 8 seconds. Damage limit per hit is 50 damage per hit. That's why you want to keep that taunt active. Things like doom cannons hitting Bullet. A doom cannon that's been amplified by a damage amplifier only doing 50 damage per hit. And that is why flamethrowers and machine guns and rocket launchers end up doing more damage to Bullet than simple boom cannons that shoot super slowly. So anyways, I was talking about a little tip for that. Let's get into Beaver Boss. I'll show you this attack. It's the same cookie cutter attack. They've got a flamethrower over there. We've got to clear the shock mines. I am terrible at scouting, but have been doing a decent job of it now that I've finally figured out Rocket Choppas. We get 1 extra building. There's that flare exactly where I told you where to put it. Bullet comes out a little bit early. I'm still experimenting on when to bring Bullet out. And then Rocket Choppas trying to outrace all of those rockets from the rocket launchers. Bullet's coming in here. You notice I haven't smoked him. Probably should start smoking him because you can see his health's already at like 60%. Maybe throw a couple smokes towards shore there. But the big thing is taunting and taunting away. Now, I talked about the timer every 7 seconds. Easy way to do it when you're attacking. Pay attention to those numbers. If you hit taunt at 52, hit the next taunt at 45. Watching that timer is so, it's almost like cheating. In operations, you got to count in your head. For warships, you have a timer right there showing exactly what to do. And they say Bullet's taunt lasts 8 seconds. If I try and click it every 7, I end up screwing it up. So I do it like every 6.5. Because there's no better way to have Bullet die than Bullet not get a taunt out. If you see Bullet walking towards a shock mine, make sure you taunt before he gets there. You'll notice people starting to move this engine room back a bit because people are walking through. That only makes it easier for Rocket Choppas. So those bases are just absolute cake. I think my best time is like 2 minutes 40 or something ridiculous like that. And again, that's where going to be a 6-engine room base. This person's base is good. We're going to skip that. That's a 6-engine rooms are a whole different ball of wax. There we go. Back to this. That rocket launcher could be painful, could be annoying, but you'll notice that mortar doesn't range troops. We're already got critters out there to clear the shock mines. Quick note, don't throw critters until after you drop your rocket choppas. Otherwise, you're just wasting time on the clock. I have already lost at least one battle where I lost by like 3 seconds, and I was super frustrated because I dropped my critters early. Bullet out, rocket choppas out, flare out, just complete and utter cookie cutter. That is the beautiful thing about this. A lot of people out there can copy some attacks, are not super creative, but as soon as you make it so that it's the exact same attack over and over again, it just becomes like cake. Now, I assume bases will change a little bit and people will start to go with 6 engine rooms bit by stinking little bit, but if you're struggling, give this a go. Rocket Choppas are not for the faint of heart or the faint of butt. Bart Simpson quote right there, I do believe, but you guys can do this. I showed you how to get 1 or 2 engine rooms using warriors. Using Rocket Choppas, you can get all of the engine rooms. And this is where you see Bullet starts to go to the right. That boom cannon has the opportunity to start picking off some troops, just cruising on through. Now, while you're still at 5, people are going to clear you, so you need to get your base set up fairly well. But by going into 6, the next step is, I wish I still had the replay, but I got hit by Commander J. Doom. Where are you, Commander J. Doom? You got to be up there somewhere, don't you? Down here, there you go. It was not mini Doom, it was regular Doom, and his rocket choppa hit was so ridiculously fast because he had not only the cryo bomb but also barrage. So I was trying to copy his hit, opened it up, had a look, and realized, no, that's days away. I am streets behind on that one. I wanted to give a shout out while I'm here though. Not only did I try and copy Mr. Commander J. Doom's hit, but Derek's Place, who was global #1, I had a battle with him, my mini versus his mini, and he spanked me. Part of that was I was able to change my rocket choppa hits a little bit, and so shout out there as well. Many great rocket choppa hitters out there. And there's also a thing where people are going, let's just get this out here, see if we can. I believe Reb is a 6. Let's see if this is going to be a 6 or a 5. That's going to be a 6. 6 is a whole different day. Do consider subscribing if you want to see how to attack 6s. I'm still figuring it out. I'm doing fairly okay, but not that great. Now, Valor Ghost, I believe I tried something a little bit different here. Let's just see here. Nope. I think this is where that's where my internet died. So that was not great. But let's just have a look at Chain Drive. I'll show you one more way to attack. Obviously, I can't show you, but what I've seen some people doing is that I'm not a big fan of, but if you're low on gunboat energy, maybe, just maybe, you could give this a go. What they're doing is they're clearing all of this stuff using Bullet, then they're flaring back, and once Bullet gets once he gets about here and he can start to taunt all of this stuff, then they drop all of their rocket choppas. So you're kind of taking that out and back out of the equation, which saves a bit of gunboat energy, but then it's just a bit of a different hit. And you end up with Bullet in front of the rocket choppas instead of the rocket choppas behind. So you end up, let me just erase all of this junk. You end up with Bullet here and rocket choppas here instead of Bullet here and rocket choppas back here. So it definitely works. I've been full cleared that way. It's just, I don't think it's as effective, but I'm going to show you my tech tree before we bail out of this puppy, because the tech tree is fairly important. I do have this GBE node, which was 26 keys. I don't have this one, which is 34, and then there's another one somewhere along the way that I also don't have, I do believe. But So you're gonna need at least 50% gunboat energy. I've got tick 4 Bullit. I was doing this with tick 2 Bullit and he was just dying a little bit faster. But I think the biggest thing is ideally you get into 6 with that shock blaster so your base can stand up. But the minimum requirements, I would say, you want to have that GBE. Without that GBE, you end up getting your Rocket Choppas to the back, and then they're like one cannon picks off all of your troops or something ridiculous like that. So quick primer. Hopefully that gets you guys going, gets you into that next tier, whether it be gold or diamond, or maybe you're just going from 19 to 20. Every single time you get that next rank chest, that is a big, big deal because it means that you're getting free keys that you wouldn't have otherwise. This season, I got into 19, then I went down to like 17, I got into 20, then I went down to like 18 and a half. Doesn't matter, as long as you just get to that next rank, pick up that chest, then you can go to sleep happy knowing that you have got some extra keys that you wouldn't get for another couple days anyways. So that is going to be it for this video. I've probably missed many things about Rocket Choppas. It's not as cut and dry as I made it sound against 6. 6s are crazy. Like, look at this. We got 6 damage amplified rocket launchers. We've got a shock blaster back there, a couple boom cannon there, and then just mines and mines and mines. So I think I am number 1 New Zealand. HLY, have you made it into Diamond, my friend there? Not quite. Oh, look at that. Made it to the boss battle and then lost. That hurts. I believe Diz Guy was up there. Yep, Diz Guy. So not the first person in New Zealand to hit Diamond, but I'm the only one at the moment. Let me know what your leaderboard looks like if you're hoping to hit that global top 500, or if you're trying to hit your local leaderboard, or if you've parked, because reminder, none of this matters. The only thing that matters this season, yes, you can get a global top 500 trophy or top 50 trophy, top 5 trophy, whatever it might be. But next season, it is a full reset. Everyone is going all the way back to rank 1. Yes, I am dependent on those rewards for the end of the season, so I will make sure I'm in at least diamond. But as far as going for that weird, awkward parking thing where every season we try to make sure we park at the right spot, and you look at the chart and you try and figure out what the heck I'm talking about on this stuff, none of that matters this season. Just have fun and play. Some of you have said that's not possible. Some of you have said this is the worst season ever. Que sera, sera. Even if you have given up on day 1, you're going to start at the exact same spot as everyone else next season. Anyways, that is it for me. If you like this video, please consider subscribing or joining the Patreon or becoming a YouTube member or sharing it with your BFF. Otherwise, throw a comment down below. Let me know what I missed. Click the bell, all of that YouTube-y junk. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for throwing code ZedMot in your creator boost. I'm ZedMot. Keep that submarine diving. Keep booming those beaches. Peace.